Hello, and welcome to Dating Across the Aisle with Jyl and Pete.
Hello.
We're back here for episode 2, here to chat about some fun things that have happened in the last week. How was your week?
It was great. I did a lot of traveling. Went down to visit my folks down in New Mexico. Now I'm back.
Nice. I also was traveling. Went to go visit my brother for my nephew's wedding. Good time seeing my family.
Yeah, good old Utah.
Good old Utah. Just loves me there.
I was down in the Nuevo Mexico.
Yeah.
It was great times.
How's the weather down there?
Hot. It's hot already.
Not warm where I was. Okay, so Pete and I did a thing. We both joined a dating app.
Terrible decision. Terrible decision.
You should have seen us trying to do it. We were like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for talking me into that, by the way.
You're welcome. We needed some content.
Good material.
Oh, there's some good material on there, that's for sure. But one of the things that we were talking about when we got on the app is like, there's just a lot of issues on there of what people do. So today we wanted to talk about our dating app grievances over the past, I think I've been on for like 2 weeks. Pete's been on for like a week. So we wanted to go through some things that we noticed on there that are interesting / irritating / our grievances about dating apps. Do you want to start?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to start?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first one is, guys, stop posting yourself in a mask of any kind. A COVID mask, a ski mask, a Halloween mask.
That happens.
So often. And I cannot see your face. And the second that I pull that up and that's your main profile picture, I'm like, bye.
It's already a swipe left.
Yes, I can't see you. Why? I don't understand why this photo is being chosen. You know, we have really amazing phones now.
The cameras in them are amazing.
They're crazy good. Like you can just open it and take a picture of yourself anywhere, really.
Yeah.
You can even set a timer on it and take like a full body picture of yourself or somewhere cool.
Yeah, but how do the hold of the phones? Do they have like tripods or something?
Weird.
Yeah, that's an
I know. It is a crazy invention. Um, you don't even need a tripod. You can just freaking lay that thing up against some books. Like, you can.
Yeah, take some new pictures.
Please. It's just not hard. A lot of mine are about pictures, but
I mean, since you're on pictures, I got one about pictures. Ladies, please don't put every single picture in a group of you and other ladies. I don't even know which one is you. Guessing it's the hot one, I'm sure. I'm hoping.
guys do this too.
Hey, this is my grievance. Make up your own.
That is mine.
I stole it from you. I didn't even know.
We had the same one.
Okay. We have different lists, I swear.
Yep. I mean, we might have some of the same grievances.
Yeah.
Is that your whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said enough.
Okay, so if you're going to post a group photo, first of all, make it only one of your photos. They say, I've heard dating app coaches, dating coaches tell you like, post a picture with friends because then it looks like you're
Social.
fun and that you do stuff with people.
And that you do have friends.
Yeah. Hey, you'd be surprised how many people don't have any friends. Also a red flag. But if you're going to post a picture with other people, just edit some of their faces out so that we can tell which one is you. It's really hard to tell. This is mine. Also, don't post pictures of your children on a dating app. That's really, really bad.
That's a good lead into one I got.
So yeah, use your amazing camera on your smartphone to take pictures of only you. Okay?
Well, like I said, that's a good lead into what I got.
Okay.
Females that say kids They're my number one priority. They will always come first. Now, that's all great and all if you want to be single for the rest of your life. Guys don't want to hear that. I mean, that's great that you're a good parent. It's great that you love your kid, but no guy wants to go into a relationship thinking, man, I'm going to play second, third, fourth, fifth fiddle, depending on your kid, your job, your family. Yeah, that's an automatic swipe left.
Yeah, that was news to me when we talked about this. But I totally understand how a guy would be like, where do I fit in here if I want to try to join this? I mean, I understand it's hard dating somebody with kids, but you do have to prioritize the guy too.
I got another one
Okay.
where ladies say, I'm finally ready to settle down. Damn, girl, you in mid 40s? What you should have thought about that at the peak of your existence, which is I don't know what mid 20s or so. Well, I mean, what is the your peak sexual market value for a female? I give the best time to have. That's if you want kids. If you don't want kids, you know, go on get that career. But for a female, their best years to have kids is before 30. I mean, by 35, you're hitting geriatric pregnancy. That's a high risk pregnancy. So I wouldn't advise that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there are people our age that are having issues deciding, like, I'm finally ready. Or one of the things that I see with guys is that they say, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for. It's like, dude, you're almost 50. Like, what do you mean you don't know what you want?
Figure it out before you get on a dating app.
Yeah. Like, this is, people aren't here to, like, they're not going to try to join your life and be played around with. That's a crazy statement to say when you're as old as us. Now, if you're in your 20s, like on a dating app, like I understand more if you're like, I don't really know what I want yet. Like, although, I mean, you may know that you're ready to settle down, you may, but I mean, I have 20 somethings kids that are on dating apps, and I think they know exactly what they're looking for on there. It's probably nothing good, but okay, I have.
Okay. Shoot. Shoot.
Okay, guys, this might come as a surprise to you, but women read your bio. Okay. I know that guys don't read bios, but women do. Do
I'm
you?
the exception then. I read every single bio, even if the chicks are ugly. Every single one of them. I do.
Really?
Every single word. Every single one. That was actually one of my things that I wrote down was females that don't write bios. How do I know anything about you?
Yeah. I mean, there's not enough checks on whatever app you're on to like let someone know what you're looking for, you know, like what kind of person you are, what do you like to do, if you don't fill that out. So, kind of make that a priority if you get on a dating app to know that you need to prioritize writing an actual bio. I do know a lot of guys who just say, I just look at if they're hot or not.
Yeah. Wasn't it an app like way at the beginning, hotornot.com? And you could actually pick, maybe I'm too old. Anyway, next question. Next question.
I was married way longer than you,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
don't know.
That divorce thing hurts. I got another one. I don't know if you do this because I haven't checked out your profile, but almost every single profile has women, and every single one of their pictures has a filter. There is no way you're in your 40s and have not a single wrinkle, not a chance. What is up with that? Do you do that?
Well, first of all, I don't put any filters on pictures on dating apps because I want you, when you meet me, to be like, oh, there she is. And we touched on this a little bit in the last episode about filters, but
I have a crazy story where I got catfished, but this was the first time I was on a dating app like 4 years ago. And I showed up. I had no clue I was actually talking to that person. because she said she had a roommate. And long story short, I went and knocked on the door, and she said she had a roommate. And so I thought it was the roommate. And I said, "Hey, is so and so here?" "Yeah, this is me." It's like, "You must be Pete." It's like, "Yeah." She was nothing like her pictures. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it's bad.
What do you mean? Like she sort of looked like them or looked like a different person?
Like if she went missing, you couldn't figure who she was if you seen her like talking to her right in front of her face, kind of thing. Where this was, it changed her facial features. It blurred out all the wrinkles because she was actually probably 10, 12 years older than what her profile said, and probably, I don't know, 150 pounds more. It did, yeah,
Significant.
but I tried to be the good person. I still had a drink and then left.
You went on the date. You are not a quitter.
I am not a quitter. I was raised right.
Yeah. I've also been on dates where the guy shows up and he like looks like my dad. Like the pictures are so old. And that's like another thing that I'm like, there's really no reason in this day and age that you should have old photos of yourself. Again, use the supercomputer that's in your pocket and just have someone take a picture of you if you don't want to take a selfie. Okay. This is also about how people look. Guys, when you post pictures, you have to have a picture showing your eyes and your teeth.
Or lack thereof.
I cannot be surprised by this. So many of you guys wear sunglasses in all your photos because you're out doing stuff, which I understand, but you have to take one and not like this in front of a mirror. I see so many of these where the phone is covering your face.
That is another good segue into one I got about pictures, photos. I feel like you would need this, speaking to the ladies, you would need at least 3 photos. That's it. One should be a selfie type where we can clearly see your face, no filters with makeup. My thing is less is more, but that's neither here nor there. We also want to see your full body. We don't want to show up to a blind date thinking you're an average build and you're 200 pounds and you're 5'2". That's catfishing. Also,
That's very specific.
what's that?
That's very specific.
Yeah. And an active photo. Other than that, we just need to see your face. We need to see your full body. I need to know what I'm getting into.
Active photo. What is that?
Well, like if you say you like outdoors, holding that cardboard with the handwritten numbers. No, like if you say you like bowling, show one picture of bowling. If you say you like fishing, show one picture you like fishing. If you say you have a pretty nice Jeep, I like Jeeps, I have a Jeep, show a picture of your Jeep. Yeah, that kind of thing. But
I also see so many, this isn't on my list, but it just reminded me. I see so many people posting like scenery photos, and I'm like, I don't care about the lake that you got a nice photo of. I'm sure that was a great photo when you took it, but that should not be on your dating profile. Or also just a picture of your dog without you in it. I mean, some people like that.
don't start.
I'm gonna get me canceled. Love your dog.
Don't you have a dog?
My daughter has a
No, don't you have a dog?
my daughter has a dog.
Okay. Is your daughter in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a dog in the house? Okay, just checking.
Can you got another one? Okay.
And this is one of my grievances. I don't like when females put all the I don't likes. Like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't want this. I don't want that. That already sounds like they're nagging. I don't want somebody that's going to be nagging all the time. Is this like a little preview of what's to come? No, thank you. No, thank you.
So like if they say like, don't.
I don't mind if they say I don't like smokers or this or that. It's like I don't like narcissists. I don't like cheaters. I don't like liars. Nobody does. Nobody likes a liar. Who likes a liar? Yeah, exactly. Who likes a cheater? Nobody. Who likes a narcissist? Nobody. You don't gotta say the obvious. Thanks, Captain.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. Okay. My next one is about actual conversations in the app. When you open up a message, like for the first time, like you're saying hi to me for the first time, please stop using pet names for women as an opener. For example, hey, sexy. Good morning, beautiful.
You know what guys use that though? It's worked one time or two times in their life, so you know what? You keep going back to that well.
I mean, maybe there's some women that like it. I don't know.
That's why it worked one time.
I don't like it. I find it.
So if you and I matched on a dating website, and I should say, "Hi, Jill. How are you?" Not,
Hey, baby.
"Hey, hon. What's
No,
what's cracking? What's cracking?"
you haven't earned the right to call me any kind of pet name.
Well, we just matched. You like me, I like you.
Oh, you gotta earn the right to call me any kind of name.
Okay. All right, hon.
You haven't earned it.
I do. I save the best for last. Yeah. This is my last one, but it's the big one. I love it. I'm being facetious, of course. When females say, I'm a strong, independent woman. I pay my own bills. I own a house. I have a vehicle, this and that. Okay, welcome to adulthood. I've been doing that since I was 17, 18 years old. I got married real young. I was actually even supporting a family at 19. So, do you want a participation trophy for being an adult? I mean, what? It drives me insane.
Hates that
I
saying.
hate it. I hate it. Hate it.
I'm a strong, independent.
You know how many guys could say that? Is do you have a job or career? Yes. Do you have a house? Yes. Do you have a vehicle? Yes. Do you pay your own bills? Yes. Are you a strong, independent man? No, that's just an average dude. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, drives me insane. That's an automatic swipe left too for me.
Okay. There we have it. There we have it. You said my last one.
Okay.
Yeah. Men saying that they don't know. That was all of yours?
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna go with that's all of them.
Okay. Okay. We did sort of talk about this on our last episode, but I have noticed it. Pete's noticed it too. So when you are talking in the app or chatting, texting, whatever you want to call it in the app, the conversation goes nowhere if you don't ask any questions. Like we talked about on our last episode, we're like, and you? Like, it's just really not that hard of a question to ask.
How are you?
Or like keeping the conversation moving.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just like, okay. Have you ever like been chatting with someone and you ask them like a million questions and they just answer all the questions?
And don't ask any
They never ask you anything.
Oh, in fact, we just had this conversation where I said, so I'd matched with a young lady. The conversation, I mean, we matched, I don't know, a week and a half, like almost the first day that I was on the thing. And I felt like I was carrying the entire conversation. I was asking questions about her and her job and all this. She didn't ask me one single question. It seemed like she didn't care to get to know anything. She didn't ask if I had a job. She didn't ask if I had kids. She didn't ask how old I was. Well, it says how old. You get the picture. Not a single question about me. It was more like just answering my questions and didn't care to respond or continue the conversation.
Yeah, it's really tough to try. I have a lot of conversations going on. It's because I match with a lot of people. So like if you're not gonna like have any back and forth with me, like it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm lucky if I have a conversation with one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the difference between guys and girls on these apps. Girls are talking to, well, they get all kinds of likes for one, and any like you send out, you're going to get a match with more than likely. And guys is not like that. But that goes to the whole, let's circle back to 80% of women are dating 20% of men. The top 20% of men. Yeah. They're the only ones with options. So it makes sense that there's a bunch of women talking to one guy. So there could be 5 guys and they're talking to 100 women. So how many guys are you talking to?
I don't know. It was like almost 20.
Okay. Those 20 guys, man, that's probably it right there. That's 400 or 500 people that they're talking to, girls. But anyway,
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, that brings us nicely to our next subject,
yeah, what's that?
which is what are you bringing to the table with your competition?
Now I've heard that women do not like that question. If you ask them that, "Well, what do you bring to the table?" If a man was to ask you that on a date, how would you respond? Would that offend you at all?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm also really hard to offend.
True
So
story. Made you cry though one time on accident. It was unintentional.
that is true. That is true. I can get my feelings hurt. That's not a lie. If a guy asked me that, yeah, I would answer it.
What would you say? Because there are things that guys care about and things that guys don't care about. So what would you say? Say hypothetically, you and I matched and we decided to take things to the next level and we went out on a date and I asked, what do you bring to the table? Because I don't want to say babe or hun or dear.
Please don't.
Jill.
You wouldn't earn that yet. Date one, creepy.
What do you bring to the table, Jill?
So I would say, like, I'm a really good partner. I think that I have really good wife qualities. I know a lot of liberal women don't like the term wifey. It's outdated, but it's just who I am. I really like to take care of the guy that I'm with. I like to cook and do those kind of things around the
So you're
house.
saying you're selfless.
I'm very
That's a
selfless.
good
That
thing.
is
That is
true.
a good quality.
That is true. I do try to take care of everybody else around me, which before myself, which is not always the best for myself, but that is true. I think that I am a really good communicator. I am slow to anger. I am a really calm person. I'm a peaceful person. I'm not a yeller. I'm not a fighter. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff in my house. Don't ask my kids, though.
Well, I would say those are good qualities because no guy wants some argumentative, high-strung woman that's always going to be yelling at him.
Yeah. And then, um, I don't know, I'm a really hard worker and I take a lot of pride in pretty much anything that I do. In the hobbies that I have, I direct a lot of musicals. I take a lot of pride in the stuff that I put out. I won't put my name on something if I think it's trash. At work, I put in a lot of pride and effort into the projects that I do, the trainings that I produce, and all the clients that I have. So I don't know. I think that that's a quality that not everybody brings to the table.
Definitely not.
There's probably more, but I don't know. It feels like you're like bragging about yourself.
It's basically what that is. I mean, when you go into an interview that's similar to what it is, sell yourself so that whenever a guy asks you, what do you bring to the table? That's time, your time to shine. Hell yes. It's time to shine, baby. Jill. Yeah. So yeah, brag about yourself. Tell me what you're good at. That's going to affect my life. I mean,
I'm really bad with cars. I can tell you that. The worst.
well, see, maybe I did have one more grievance. It was the females that say I have a really good, high-paying career. Who cared? And then because they're not going to give me their money anyway, so I don't care how much money you make. What does it matter? Do you have a job? Those are good 3 letters that I need to know.
I used to care a lot about guys' finances, but
Along with most females, I believe.
when I was first dating, 'cause I was just so experienced, and I finances was like a big reason that I got divorced. And so to me, I was like always wanting to see like, how are you with money? Like, how are you with paying your bills? How's your credit? You know? But now I'm like, I don't care about that. Never gonna mix my finances with you, so you can do whatever you want.
Speaking of credit, I this was the first time I was going back again. Another great story when I was on a dating app. I had a young lady ask me to show her my credit score.
What?
Serious, swear. I'm serious as a heart attack right now. She wanted to see. I was like, "You ain't gonna see my credit score?" Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm a mortgage lender, and that's like you have to like get permission from people to do this.
Right. She was asking for my permission. She wanted me to show her. She wasn't gonna go and like hack into anything, but hey, pull that up real quick. Yeah. She wanted to see my credit score.
Wow.
Yeah. Good things.
That's she wouldn't take your word for it, I
No.
guess.
I told her it was like 7 something, 760, 750. I don't know. I didn't show her, but we still went out on a date. And then she found out like a week later because we went out on a second date, and it was to I was actually house buying at the time, and that was the date I set up. It was like, oh, you're gonna go house shopping with me, and she's seen the type of house. She talked to my realtor and seen the type of house I was purchasing. She's like, oh, okay, you're good. Yeah.
You're like, bye.
Yeah, exactly. See ya.
Pete, don't play that.
I am so quick to cut people off that. Mm, yeah, yeah.
I know. I don't know how we've stayed friends this long.
I should have cut you off a long time ago.
I know you should have. That's true. Okay, so we're talking about being realistic about what you bring to the table and what you're looking for.
Right. I had posed this kind of question to Jill. It's like, do ladies think like this? It's like, okay, what do you want in a man? All the things, get down and very detailed in it of the height, how much he makes, what he drives, the house, just everything, how he dresses, and take a step back and say, okay, if there was a guy like that, is he looking for a female like me? And vice versa. Guys saying, okay, this is what I am. I'm 5'2", I'm 400 pounds, I don't have a job, I'm living in my mom's basement eating Cheetos. I'm not going to go and look for somebody that's got their crap together and that's good looking, you know? Got to be realistic.
Okay. You and I had a long discussion about this. I think it was yesterday.
We did.
I don't have a list. And then you just like
I started
were grilling me.
interrogation.
And I was like, well, I mean, I guess there's like a sort of list. I was like, I'm really tall, so
Almost as tall as me. As tall as me.
and
I'm really short.
I'm 5'9". And so like,
I thought you were 5'8". I'm taller than you, but I'm 5'9".
all right. Anyway, would I date someone that's 5'7"? Possibly. I mean, if he like met all these other criteria, would I date someone that's 5'5"? Probably not.
So there's one of the deal breakers for you. One of your things is
Right.
he's got to be above 5'7".
Right.
And then I asked you about, well, what kind of job does he have to make? How much money does he have to make? And you're like, well, I don't really care as long as he has a job. Okay. So what if he's making, minimum wage? I don't even know what minimum wage is right now. Is it?
We'll say 40,000 a year.
No way. That's not minimum wage.
$15 an hour is minimum wage in Colorado.
Is it? Is it?
It
I wouldn't
is.
know what minimum.
I know. That would mean you would have a job.
Yeah, I'm unemployed right now. So of course, I don't know what.
I'm just kidding.
No, she's not. That's the truth, facts. I am unemployed and homeless.
You can cut that out.
I'm unemployed and homeless.
$15 an hour is $31,200.
Yeah, okay. So let's say $30,000 a year. Would you date somebody making $30,000 a year? That pause tells me everything I need to know.
No, it just, if I'm thinking like long term, right?
Right, which most people are on dating websites because I see it all the time. I see their little thing that says seeking long-term relationship.
LTR.
Oh yeah, one of those LTR things. Is that what that stands for? Huh. I was today years old.
Whatever. Could someone making $30,000 a year split my mortgage with me? Probably not. I mean,
But it's your mortgage. What? So if he's right, if he's paying half of the mortgage, does he get to have write half of that off on his taxes?
well, this is a way down the road conversation.
I know, but you brought it up.
I mean, I think I just had a friend that went through this that he asked his girlfriend to move in with him, and she was like, then you got to put me on the title if I'm going to pay half your mortgage. And he did it.
But then he got what he deserved.
And then they split up.
That's her house.
And he said, what do I do? And I said, well, now you take the proceeds that you put into the house
Split half.
and then you get it split because that's what was worked out through an attorney. But do I think she was smart? Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah. Get what you can get.
Would I do the same thing? Yes, I would.
Something about you today.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah. You're very
I'm no dummy. I'm no dummy when it comes to housing.
And I would not let somebody be on my house title deed and whatever
Right.
just because you're paying a mortgage. You don't want, if you don't like my terms, well, then you keep carrying your whatever you're paying for, whether it be a house or an apartment, and I'll keep mine.
Yeah. Obviously, like this would be a discussion way down the
Way-
road of
yeah.
moving in with someone.
Correct. Talking about decades, right?
Maybe.
Speaking of little tangent here, how long is it? Is there a certain time before you start talking or thinking about moving in with somebody if you're dating?
I don't think that there's a timeline. I think it's just me personally, like I really want to know the person, and I don't really think that you can know somebody in less than a year. I think like once you become comfortable with somebody, you really start to see like
That's
how
when they
they are.
switch it up.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they get comfortable, they start letting the guard down, start slipping up.
Right.
They revert back to who they are. Correct?
Because we all like to put on our best self for a while.
You can only act for so long.
And then you start seeing like how you deal with conflict, what kind of arguments you guys are having.
Temper.
Yeah, hobbies, how you are with money. You start to see all those things.
The toilet paper roll, does it go over or under? That's a huge one.
Psychotic if it doesn't go over.
Well, I agree with you.
Under? You are wild. Don't do that. If I come in your house, I'll actually switch it.
I won't date a woman that puts it under. No, that's a big red flag. That's even a bigger red flag than the strong independent woman label.
Yeah, she's a straight up psychopath. And okay, so then we were talking about all of these checklist of things. And I was like, I don't really have a checklist. And so then after Pete interrogated me, he's like, yeah, you do.
You just don't know it.
And then the other thing that I said was like, well, I feel like I'm being more picky as I get older. And then you said what?
Well, I just said you are getting picky. And guess what? Your choices are shrinking. So your choices are going down. Now, I mean, just throw numbers out there. At the beginning, when you're in your mid 20s, 25, 26, you have, I don't know, 100 choices. We're just saying. And then those choices start either getting with somebody, getting married, dying off, whatever reason it could be. Whatever age you are, 50, your choice. Oh, it's going to be 50 soon, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, so your choices are at 5 now, but you're 50. And now you're more picky than you were when you had 100 choices. So the odds are not in your favor to find somebody if you get pickier as your choices go lower.
So what things should I not be picky about?
That's determined by each individual.
Oh, is it?
I'm sure it is. I
You have such great advice.
do. I do have to maybe give a little bit on looks, height, money, weight. Yeah, those are some starters to open up. So they have this calculator I heard about. It's like the value, and you can put in there like what you're looking for. I'm looking for a guy that's at least 6 foot. I'm looking for him to make at least $70,000. I'm looking for a guy that uh, is between 180 and 185 pounds. And you put all these things that you're looking for in a guy, and then it spits out a number of rare that guy is. And I was playing around with it one time, and I put in just some average stuff. I was like, just stuff like me. Okay, 5'9", 175 pounds. Then I put in like what I made, and I put in all these things of like, okay, if I was a female looking for a guy like me, and how rare it was, and it was like, I don't know, point, it was point zero something of the population in the United States. It's crazy. I'll have to show you this. I I'm surprised I have not told you this before. Yeah,
We haven't
yeah.
talked about this. I haven't even heard of it. Well, we can all try to find it.
I'll pull it up. I'll find it. We'll find it. We'll talk about it on the next one.
Okay, okay. Well, when I got divorced almost 7 years ago now, I thought for sure it'd be easy for me to find another person. And here I am 7 years later with zero prospects.
I think this is a good topic because I think there are a lot of women out there that face this same issue, that they think the grass is greener and they think that they're going to be able to quickly find somebody else that is actually better than the person they are with. And it's not like that.
No. And on our next episode, we are going to talk about dive into more stuff about divorce. But I do just want to put it out there. I think that like we are picky in what we want. And I see a lot of women, and especially like in modern women now, that they're just like, we're fine. We don't want you. We're home. We're enjoying our peace. Like we're by ourselves. We're reading books and hanging out with our cats and whatever.
Yep. Buy a cat and die alone.
And many women, that's what they're choosing now. And just to be alone after being in long marriages.
So yeah, they're happy just with their cats and their girlfriends and their other single friends, and they go out and do their thing and go travel together or whatnot. But what this is for is we're trying to bring people back together because I don't believe, I say this all the time, Jyl knows this, but this world is not meant to go through alone. I say it all the time, and I truly believe that, even though I'm going through it alone currently.
The odds are we're probably going to continue to be alone.
Yeah. I'm very selective.
So you are picky.
Yes.
Are you willing to change yours?
No.
Perfect.
I mean, the older I get, the bottom of my limit goes up a year, so I kind of give age.
Yeah.
Or you could always be like, there's a movie or a joke or something like that, something that says, you know what's interesting about the age of college women? They always stay the same age.
Ew.
What? What? Every college girl's between 18 and 22-ish. That doesn't change.
Just for the record, that's not what he's looking
No,
for.
no, absolutely not. No, I have kids older than that. Come on now.
Ew.
No, I told you my age range is like 37, 36, 37 to mm, early to mid 40s.
Okay, so we did talk about that. Okay, the last subject we're going to talk about today is, can men and women be friends?
Very interesting subject.
I'll start.
Okay. It's a good place.
I think that men and women can be friends. I have been friends with men before. I think I have been friends with men before. I had a really, really good friend in the last 2 or 3 years that we hung out all the time. And I hear this a lot that they say, well, you really can't be friends with like men and women because always the guy just wants to sleep with you.
He's not your friend. No, he's not your friend. He does want to sleep with you. Yeah.
See, I don't know. I never felt this from him. He never tried anything. I've been really drunk in front of him and I've slept at his house and he like put me in a different bed and like, I don't know.
Just because he didn't take advantage of you doesn't mean he didn't want to sleep with you.
But here's the part that I don't know. What if I put it on the table?
Oh, he would have accepted, jumped on that in a heartbeat.
Really?
And I haven't even seen what this guy looks like
I was not.
because I go the other way. I was like, I don't think men and women can be friends because of that reason. Guys usually want to be okay. Let me take that back a little bit. Unless you're ugly. If the female's ugly, then a guy can be friends with you. But if she's not ugly, guys do not want to be your friend. They will be nice to you. They will be friendly and act as your friend, but they want to sleep with you. I guarantee you, if you're a good looking woman and you have guy friends, and if you put it out there that, hey, I want to pursue something different with you, go to the next level or whatever you want to do, he will accept 100% of the time. The only reason she or he, they call each other friends is because she does, she wants to be friends only. Last kid,
I don't know. I just feel like he was my friend.
where's he at now?
Well, that's a longer story.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever had like other guy friends that you just like hang out with. I don't know.
I hang out a lot with my relatives, and I got a really good cousin I hang out with all the time. But that's different. We're related.
Okay, but you have a different take on if men and women are friends than what? You said something about men like should treat women differently.
Absolutely. If men and women truly are friends, he would treat her just like he treats his guy friends. And she would, vice versa, she would treat him exactly like she treats her girlfriends. If she has a freaking heavy couch to move, is she going to call up her girlfriend and say, hey, girl, can you come and help me move this? No. Why do you call up the guys? No, you got to treat them exactly the same if they're truly friends. Just like guys, they treat women differently. They won't be, the Riz. We give each other shit. Just give each other shit. Especially me and my Marine Corps buddies. I mean, some of the texts in the morning, it's like, I mean, I'm kind of afraid to say some of the things. It's like, but we love each other, but that's what we do. It's like, hey, good morning, cocksuckers. Get your boyfriend out of bed and get something accomplished, kind of thing.
Wait, so you're saying if you had a friend girl, you wouldn't help her move a couch?
No, I would not. We're friends.
You wouldn't help your buddies move a couch?
Yeah, but if am I the only one she's asking? Is she only asking guys, or is she asking her girlfriends as well? Is she asking all her friends? Because I would ask all of my guy friends. I'm like, yeah, beer and pizza. I need to move real quick. I need to load up this U-Haul. Is she asking her girlfriends, hey, beer and pizza to help me load this U-Haul? Or is she asking just her guy friends? Why? They're not the same type of friend. And just like so, I say also another reason why men and women can't be friends because most guys have this natural instinct. If, say, you're walking down the curb or the sidewalk and you and a female are walking, your female friend. do you still do the gentleman thing and let her be away from the vehicle? If you are, you're giving her special treatment. You don't do that with I don't do that with my guy friends. And then also, say, God forbid, something bad happens and somebody tries to mug you. Who's going to be standing in front? You know, you're kind of as a guy obligated, right? I would think. I would think.
Yeah, I would think
Right.
so.
So now, are you just friends? Because those are not friends. You don't do that with your friends.
Aren't those just men and women differences?
Yeah, but we're talking about friends. And I'm saying, yeah, there's a bunch of differences between men and women.
If I was with all my
Yeah,
girlfriends and
which one
someone
you,
was going to
which
mug
one of you
us,
is going to stand in front? Okay, and then let's also throw this variable in. You're there with your girlfriends, and there's one guy. Who do you expect to stand in front? And so I've said this to Jill before too. If I am friends with a female, I would be doing men a disservice because you know what? She can count on her guy friends to help her move. She can count on her guy friends to do a lot of things. But if, and say I had a female friend and she's like, hey, can you help move a couch? Oh, why don't you ask your man to do that for you? So that's why I feel like I would be doing men a disservice is she thinks she doesn't need a man because she can get her male friends to do it.
so if she doesn't have a man,
Yes. Now, if she does have because so I had a neighbor one time and across the street lived a couple and I knew she was married, had a husband, and anyway, he was off away at travel, and it snowed really bad. Like I'm talking 3 feet of snow within 24 hours. I finished shoveling my yard, and I seen her struggling over there. She had, I mean, carved out a 2 foot path, and it's already, afternoon. And so I went and shoveled the rest of her driveway, and I did that because knowing that she has a man, so I'm not doing my fellow man a disservice. I am actually helping a neighbor out. But if she doesn't have a man, she's gonna constantly think, I don't need a man because I got dumb guy friends that'll do the man job for me. Yeah,
such an interesting take.
yeah.
Such an interesting take.
But you know me, I kind of like to support men.
I didn't know that. Just wait for our next episode about divorce. He is going to make some friends on that episode, I can tell
Don't
you.
come after me, please.
Speaking of which, if you want to come after us, if you want to ask us any questions, or if there's anything that you want us to talk about on the show, you can DM us at Dating Across the Aisle. That's AISLE, Dating Across the Aisle on Instagram or on TikTok. And we will answer your questions. We're also looking to hear from anybody that is in a relationship, like a successful relationship, either married or dating for a while, like maybe more than 2 years, where you guys have different political views. We want to talk to you guys.
Absolutely.
So reach out to us if you know anyone. I do know a couple older couples that have dealt with this. And I do know that there are people out there that were married and I mean, they are married, but then they became like opposite political parties in this like current political climate.
Well, I think it takes a special kind of person to be in that type of relationship. You have to be open-minded. You have to be understanding. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good characteristics you have to be in that kind of relationship.
But I mean, if you're already married, like, is it going to cause a divorce?
If, like you're saying on the last one, when one changed,
Yeah. Yeah.
depends. If they're not open-minded, if they're not understanding, if they're, or if they're just looking for a way out, then yes. But I think it shouldn't matter. I think on that question you proposed on Facebook, there was one lady that said that she's been in a relationship with a guy, and we don't talk heavily into politics, but we are understanding that the other person has a different view than we do.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. I was just talking, my best friend, I was talking to her on the phone on my way to work this morning. And she said, Jill, I've just been thinking about like the premise of like dating someone. She's like, this just is, it can never work. It can't work.
Of dating a person with a different political view?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously, from all the polls that we've taken and from the people that answered me on TikTok and Instagram, I mean, it was a resounding no. Like, I could not date someone from the opposite political party.
I've done it. That's why I said I'm open to it.
But here's the thing, like, I do think that when we're talking about this, that we can't, like, people that are super, super right wing, like all the way on one end and super, super all the way on the other end on the left, I do think that those people could never find common ground. But I do think that people that are more in the middle, I do think that you can find common ground.
Right. I think that about you. I know that you're left leaning, but I could easily see you dating a conservative guy or a Republican.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I can put on the hat. I mean, I did it for a long time. And
The hat?
not that.
Oh.
I'm never going to wear that. But I do think that we automatically go from 0 to 100 when you see someone wearing a MAGA hat, right?
There are those people, yeah.
I do think that that crosses over into the middle stream people too, like the mainstream people in the center.
I have a hat.
I'm shocked by this.
Shocker. Shocker.
Yeah, I'm sure you do have one.
My
But
sister
that
got it for me.
It's nice. But if you want to reach out to us, if you have questions for us, if you want us to talk about something, just reach out to us and let us know. I really hope that you can all open your hearts and your minds to something new this week. And
And don't come after me because facts don't care about your feelings.